International Comedy Festival. We acknowledge we're on the traditional lands of the Kulin Nation and pay our respects to elders past and present. We acknowledge Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people's spirit, imagination, and rich history of storytelling and humour that is an inspiration to all Australians. This always was, and always will be, Aboriginal land.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show you've all been waiting for. The only show here tonight. It is a sellout performance. Yes, we have sold out. We've only got one or two latecomers prepared to come in, but that's okay. They can come in anytime they want. Will you please give it up for your host, Jeff Payne? Thank you so much. Welcome to the Laugh Lab. I will be taking cues from my laptop because I haven't learned the whole thing, okay? But that's okay. I've got my cues here, and we hope that the gods of technology will be with us through the whole show. It's true, we're a sellout performance. It's the only show here at the Victoria Hotel. Give yourselves a round of applause. Welcome to the Laughter Lab, brought to you by Behaviour Works Australia. Just a quick show of hands. Who's here because of Behaviour Works Australia? Your connection with this? Yeah, there's quite a few here. Good. Who's here because of Shannon Behaviour Change? Well done at the bar upstairs. We heard you. And who has no idea who those names are? Who's never heard of those two? Thank you. Okay. Welcome, my people. Allow me to explain. So I work at Behaviour Works Australia. We're based at Monash University as part of the Sustainable Development Institute, and we're a research organisation that does research into why people do particular behaviours, and it could be why they read, or why farmers plough through swampland, or how patients and doctors interact. We do the research, and we are commissioned by different organisations to do that, and they look at that behaviour and work out how can they intervene to maybe change that behaviour. Now, sometimes the company that commissions the research is Shannon Behaviour Change. And what they do is they take the research and apply all their creative skills to actually come up with behaviour change campaigns. And you see them on your telly, on your screens, at the cinema, billboards, radio, that sort of stuff. So that's basically, one does the research and the other does the behaviour change, and the two have put the show together. Thank you very much. And Bill Shannon and our special guest will be up on stage later to correct me on explaining what he does. So I just want to do my own acknowledgement of country. We're on the lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. This land was never ceded, its history has never been told, but that's changing, and we are part of that change. I'd also like to thank the current owners of the land, and that's the Victoria Hotel. They were very, very sweet. They didn't have to put a show on tonight, and I said, well, wait a minute, I can deliver over 230 audience members, and you have not disappointed. So, well done. And look, they're not paying me to say this, but I think if you're in Victoria and you're looking for a hotel, I think the Victoria Hotel kind of ticks every box. And you know those little soaps that you get in hotel bathrooms? Here, they're free. You can keep them. All right, so in the unlikely event of an emergency, I'll make this sound, and then I'll just run. And I need you to follow me. Thank you for laughing at that. That's my 40th anniversary comedy festival joke. No, in the unlikely event of an emergency, basically we'll just get up the same way we did, and we'll just gently walk up. We'll go up to Little Collins Street, and we'll go to a bar. Or 200 of us will see another show. Okay? So what are we doing tonight? The Laughter Lab is basically looking at the behaviour known as laughter, how it impacts us, its drivers and its barriers, and how we influence each other when we're laughing. Because this is a clinical lab, okay? It looks like a comedy festival venue, but it's actually a clinical laboratory, because we are not the only species that laugh. Rats and primates also laugh. Who knew? Rats laugh. So they've done studies. Someone's been tickling rats. You flip a rat over, you tickle it, it laughs. Who's paying for the research for that? Is Bevan down there, he should be building mazes, and he's going, no, I tickle him. The other thing is, They laugh at a level beyond human hearing. So at what point was he going, I'm pretty sure they're laughing. Let's get a speaker that actually picks up this stuff. Anyway, so they are not the species we're going to do. The species is us tonight. And I want you to keep your phones on, but on silent, because we are going to do some polling. I hope this polling works. If you've got your phone, take it out, because as a group, we're going to do some polling. Thank you. It's bad reception. All right. That's the first glitch. Has anyone got reception? Yes. Okay. Let's do a quick poll. Who's got Telstra here? Who's got Vodafone? Who's got Optus and is really angry right now? Okay. Here's the first poll question. According to urban myth, because if you look this up, it'll give you the answer. How often do children laugh every day? Okay, so the answer is 300 times. So that's the actual research said that children smile 300 times, but it's extrapolated to laughing. But the truth is, kids laugh a lot. So the first thing we're going to do is to prove that laughter is contagious. So we're going to start with the driver, and the driver is other laughter that you hear. So who has ever wanted to do stand-up comedy? 1, 2, we'll call it 3. We're all going to stand up and have a go at this. Wait there, because the brain doesn't differentiate between when you fake laugh and when you real laugh. It releases the endorphins anyway. It can't tell the difference. So laughter may not be the cheapest medicine, it may not be the best medicine, but it is the cheapest. I'm going to ask you all to stand up. Could we have the house lights on, please? So the first thing we're going to do to loosen up, and I've never done this before, and I assume most of you haven't done this before, is we're going to do a loosening up exercise where you clasp your hands in front of you like this, and you go... Okay. Already it feels like a cult. It's not. There are some people here doing turkey neck is what we're going for. Okay. Once more. So stay standing. This is how it's going to work. I'm going to lead you in a laugh, and the first thing is you're going to laugh at how ridiculous it is, and then you're going to laugh with it, and then you're going to laugh because other people are laughing. That's the theory. So we're going to clap, and you're going to follow me, and we're going to see how we go. So it's ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. 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 Ho. And relax and take a seat. Thank you for the laughter workshop. It does feel weird, and a lot of the laughter comes from seeing and hearing other people laugh. So how does it work that we laugh when we hear other people laughing? I'm going to get a real behavioural scientist to come up on stage and explain. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Dr. Meg Shaw to the stage. Meg, you've got quite a few fans in the house.
Yes, and 6 months as a behavioural scientist, so definitely the most qualified person here.
What I like is her name is Dr. Shaw.
Yeah.
So she's dead set certain.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So tell us about mirror neurons and how they work.
Yeah, sure. So basically, mirror neurons is this sort of idea that there's a part of our brains that is sort of... what's the best word to describe it? Lit up, I guess, when we see somebody doing something. It's sort of like the part of their brain that is actually causing them to do it is being lit up in us. The idea actually first came around studying monkeys, not too different from what we're doing today. Right. But the idea was...
Hey, we're intelligent monkeys.
And to be fair, I mean, another weird zoological experiment where I'm not sure the funding came from, but What scientists were doing was measuring monkeys' brainwaves when monkeys were watching other monkeys reaching for a peanut, which feels quite cruel, really, to watch other monkeys reach for something and you're not allowed to have it. What they saw was the parts of the brain that were illuminated in the monkeys reaching for the peanut were also illuminated in the monkeys watching.
Right.
And a similar thing is happening in us when people are laughing around us.
Right.
We think it came around sort of like as like an evolutionary kind of thing. So in the past, humans lived separately from each other, and then over time we came together and formed more social networks, started building communities. And a really important part of that, obviously, is empathy and connecting with people. And so mirror neurons became a way to connect with the people around us and start doing things together.
So it's important for humans to know that they should be able to copy other humans.
Correct.
Right.
But the problem with laughter in particular is that we can't always tell when something is real laughter and when something is fake laughter. As you were saying, our bodies get the same sort of endorphins from laughing, but we also can laugh when somebody is fake laughing or when something we think is laughing.
Right.
So that's why, and I didn't know she was going to be here today, but she is.
Right.
One time my old housemate was laughing hysterically in her bedroom, and I wandered in laughing as well and was like, what's the joke? And she told me her dog had just died. And I looked a bit like a psychopath.
Because she wasn't laughing?
Because she wasn't laughing,
She
but
was
I
stopped.
thought it was laughing and started laughing myself before I'd even seen what she was actually doing.
Right. Well, it's great to know that she's still your friend, or she's stalking you.
Yeah,
after
she
all
could be
this.
here to heckle me, who knows?
So, tell us about the relationship with people, why we laugh more.
Yeah, sure. So we're more likely to laugh when we're around other people, which sort of makes sense. You know, if you see a funny cat video on the internet, probably the most laughter you're going to do is like a and then maybe drop your phone on your face if you're uncoordinated like I am. And also, to be fair, if you're laughing hysterically in your bedroom at a funny cat video, that's a little bit unhinged and your neighbours might be calling the police.
Right.
If you show it to your mum or your brother or, I don't know, some random guy at the train station, it finally becomes like the funniest thing you've ever seen, even if they're not laughing. It's just because you're around other people.
Right.
Something to keep in mind tonight is if you see us laughing, you're actually more likely to laugh at your own jokes instead of other people's. So we'll ignore that. But if you have a dad or you've ever met a dad, I'm sure you're used to that one.
We'll be doing some dad jokes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're also more likely to laugh if you're around people that you like. So
Right.
the person next to you isn't laughing, maybe have a conversation. If it's a friend, it might be a bit more difficult of a conversation. And if you're here on a date, maybe double check why you thought this would be a good date idea in the first place.
Or they're psychopaths.
Or they're psychopaths,
Yeah.
and we'll get into more psychopathy later.
We also love to hide things.
Correct. So if you're an awkward person like I am, you probably find yourself laughing quite a bit. The other day I kicked a train, apologised to the train, and then burst into laughter because it was much easier to do that than admit that I had made a mistake. And I was like, meant to
Listen,
do
we
that.
could just stop the show and talk about you and why you hit the trains.
was really angry at the train, apparently.
Yep. And we laugh to agree.
We do. We laugh to agree with people as well, and to sort of release tension in social interactions.
Right.
So, if I agree with you, I would probably laugh at the end of your sentence, for example.
And in sign language, it happens that they sign laughter at the end of the other signed sentence.
Correct. Do you know what signed laughter looks like?
No?
Neither do I.
Okay. It's that.
Hey, yay!
That's applause.
Applause.
That's
Wow.
applause.
Forget I
What's
didn't
that?
speak.
Okay. Forget that you didn't speak.
You didn't, so
So the reason it has to happen at the end of the sentence is it can't happen in the middle of the sentence, and we'll demonstrate now. Meg's just going to have a normal sentence.
Well, I can talk about myself more if you want me to. Yeah, today I blinked it, and then I had another, and then I said.
So next year we'll do a show called Behaviours That Will Get Your Face Slapped. That's why you have to do it. There are other contagious behaviours. We're going to do one now. I'm going to ask for the house lights to come up for this one. Stay where you are, ladies and gentlemen. Meg and I are going to do something now. It's contagious. I want you to raise your hand if you do it, or the person beside you does this. Are you ready? There's one, there's another one, there's another one there.
If you did it, hands up. Your mirror neurons are working fine. If you didn't, might be a psychopath.
might be a psychopath.
Or you weren't paying attention, which is...
We'll do a show next year called Might Be a Psychopath. Ladies and gentlemen, will you thank Dr. Meg Shaw? Thank you, Meg.